Toddlers are very capable creatures, and we do not give them enough credit for what they deserve. We think they are little and they are dependent on us, and that we have to provide 100% care for them. Guess what? I thought so too. Until I was proved wrong by the research that I have done. Today's topic of discussion: self-care. Hi, my name is Sonika, and I have an almost 3-year-old little girl named Navika who is going to be 3 next week. And I'm also expecting baby girl number 2 who is going to join our family in the month of May. Before I jump ahead on today's topic about self-care, I wanted to share with you one common misconception about Montessori way which you might have come across on Instagram or other social media. If you happen to see pictures like these and think that you need all of these in order to implement Montessori at your home with your kids, then you are in complete misconception. Because I can guarantee you that none of this is required. I do not have any of these, and yet I can tell you that my daughter is quite capable enough to take care of herself. But what you see is what works for them. Just like every child is unique, every family is unique. The family dynamics and the cultural differences are some things which you really need to think about. What works for one family might not work for another family. What you really need to think about here is how to go about it and how to uniquely adapt Montessori for your own family. So what's self-care? As simple as it can be, it means taking care of one's own needs. When you let your child participate in household activities, it shows him that you see him as a capable person and a contributing member of the family. And this is yet another reason why I simply adore Montessori methodology, because it just does not focus only on one area like academics, but it focuses on all the aspects of the child. In Montessori way of education, self-care is considered just as important for young children as academics. Learning to identify their needs and beginning to take care of them is a huge step for these little people. And trust me, it's us, parents, caregivers, or other grown-ups in the family who are standing in their way. Why do I say so? Because often we are in a hurry to get things done when it involves the child, be it dressing them up or brushing their teeth, etc. And why not? It is so much easier to do things for them because it's quicker and you're not wasting any single minute in, say, leaving the house with your child. But if you slow down and help them in doing it for themselves, has huge benefits. It increases their confidence and encourages independence as they realize that they can do things on their own. Like I mentioned earlier, you definitely don't need a lot of things to encourage independence in your child. But there are a few key points which you really have to keep in mind in order for them to be successful at it. Make it accessible. In order for the child to take care of oneself, keep the necessary materials in her reach. A low shelf or a low wardrobe will be very much helpful for the child to pick her own outfits. Even if you have one big family wardrobe, try to keep your child's clothes in the lower shelves where she can reach and grab her clothes by herself. So accessibility is important, because if you keep something which is out of her reach and if the child needs it, the child won't be able to access it by herself if it is kept out of her reach. So take a look at your room where you keep your child's stuff, or better enough, just sit down on the ground just like I'm doing right now, and this view will actually give you the view of the room from your child's angle, and decide on what is accessible to your child and what is not. If you find things which your child cannot independently handle it, then try to make it accessible. Examples of these could be diapers, wipes, cloths, a small mirror, etc. Be patient and take your time. Often we do things for our kids because it definitely is quicker and it saves us so much of time than they were to do it themselves. This is where we have to understand that we really need to give some time to our kids to practice it and to get better at it. Think of it like a long-term investment. You don't get the returns right away. You need to give it time to generate you profits. Similarly, being patient with your child and with lots of support and practice, your child will be able to do so many things on his own, and this will only make things easier for him in future. Sure, there will be days when you really have to leave the house in a hurry and you do not have time to wait for your child to try put on his shoes. In such a situation, go ahead and do it yourself, but make sure you convey something like this to your child. Like, mom is going to do it today for you because it's getting late and we have to be somewhere, and you can try it next time. This way the child knows the reason behind you doing it for him, and then at the same time he is going to cooperate with you because he knows that he is going to get another chance to do it again. Offer just enough help as required. When your child is in the practice phase or in the learning phase, there will be moments of little frustration because they're still figuring out the correct way to do it. You must let that frustration happen because that's how the child is learning to do it for himself. However, if the frustration continues to build up, try to offer just enough help as may be required for him to succeed. For example, if your child is struggling in putting on his shirt, you can help him by narrating how one hand goes in one hole and the other hand goes in the other hole. Stay tuned till the end of the video where I can share some dressing up hacks which has made my daughter quite independent in dressing herself up. Help your child understand the need of the body. Little children are still figuring out their bodies and they can't really understand what their body needs. So we should let them know about it by saying or narrating things like, "Oh, there's some food here on your chin. Would you like to clean it up yourself or let mommy do it?" At this point, if your child is like mine, she would definitely want to know what exactly I'm talking about. So I'll guide her to take a look at the mirror and then I'll tell her, "See, look, there is some food here on your chin. So would you like to wipe it yourself or let mama do it?" And of course, I'll show her how it has to be cleaned using water and then how to dry her hands and the face. Next time, if this situation were to happen again, and if I simply tell her, "There's food on your chin," she knows exactly what needs to be done and how it has to be addressed. Okay, I quickly wanted to show you that almost everything in our house which Navika could access, or I don't have any hesitation for her to access, are within her reach. For anything else that she needs in the bathroom or kitchen, which is at the counter height, I have these standing towers. You can also use something like step stools, but we wanted something which was more stable, so we went with these. Now, if you have been with me so far, I'll next suggest you some of the practical life activities which your child can start practicing as early as 15 to 18 months. Some children can show their interest as early as 12 months or even before. Yep. Here my daughter likes to sing a song. So the song goes, "Tag on the ground." The tag is what is there at the neck. Put your hands through the hole, flip it over, and over it goes. And that's how she gets the jacket over all the time. For the zipper, I bring them together and Navika pulls it up. So most of the time when you're wearing full sleeve shirt and when you wear a pullover or sweater over it that goes over your neck, then the sleeve of the shirt tends to scrunch up underneath the sweater. That's when this hack comes handy. I tell her to grab the sleeve with her hand and keep holding it when she puts it through the sweater sleeve and leave it only after her fist is out. This way, the sleeves are aligned properly and there is no frustration from the child. This next hack is for cloths which are sometimes left inside out. I hadn't thought of this until I realized that it was hampering Navika's independence at dressing herself up. So I told her to find the hole of the sleeve, put her hand through it until she sees her hand coming out of the other side of the hole, then grab it and bring out your hands without leaving the sleeve. Finally, one of the most important things that you can ask your child to do is dressing up by looking in the mirror. This facilitates a child to dress up accurately, and like I mentioned earlier, let your child struggle a little as they are figuring out to do it themselves and provide just enough help to succeed. Children can also be successful in putting on their shoes. The key is to buying shoes which supports natural shape and movement of foot and do not have unnecessary jewels and tricky clasps which can be challenging for a child. My go-to are the ones which have velcros in them or which simply slide down. They are easy to maneuver with and are child-friendly too. Also, most children get confused between left and right foot, so you can do the stickers hack to help them out. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope these tips were helpful, and if you have any other questions, please leave them down in the comments below. If you liked today's video, check out my other videos as well. I'll link the playlist for you here. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I post a new video every Tuesday. By the way, my daughter is turning 3 next week, so next week's video will be based on her birthday. So I'm planning to do an interview for her, just like I did on her second birthday. If you haven't checked out her second birthday video, I'll link it up here in case you would like to take a look at it. So my plan was to interview her this time again. If you have any questions that you would like to ask Navika, please leave them down in the comments below, making sure that it's a toddler friendly question. That's all I had to say. You guys take care of yourself, and I cannot wait to see you here next week again. Bye.